Hi, welcome back to X's and O's with Dan Orlovsky. I'm Mike O'Hara. And Dan Orlovsky, we're brought to you again by Xfinity. And before we get into the Lions matchup Sunday against Washington, a road game for the Lions, another tough loss for the Lions. And look, they're 3-6-1. The Redskins are 1-9. This looks like a winnable game. Do you see any issues for the Detroit Lions going into a game like this against a team like Washington that's so offensively challenged?
I mean, you would hope that your team's going to play overall really good football. You hope that your defense starts to play better and that your offense can move the football under Jeff Driscoll. He's done that a little bit, right? And so this is a game that the Lions have no excuse not to go win, and they should.
Well, they've got a couple of young guys here with some possibilities to become good players. One's a running back, Darius Geis. The other one, Terry McLaurin, a wide receiver. We're going to start here in the first quarter here. A 9-yard run by Darius Geis. Break it down. Give us the X's and O's. Tell us what you see.
Yeah, I think first of all, it's important to understand that there's some nice young pieces to this football team offensively. Quarterback, wide receiver, and tailback. Darius Geis is one of those pieces. What Washington has started to do a little bit since the move at coach was get a little bit more formation friendly and then run the football. So they put the formation into the boundary again. You really have trips into the boundary here if you count the receivers and then the offset fullback. And so they try to get you to match all the way down. And then what they want to do is release a fullback on the outside, not block the defensive end. And then they're just running a basic option off of him. But they've got the numbers into the boundary because of the formation going into the boundary and that fullback going on his arc release. So just some formation stuff that the Lions need to pay attention to and reminding themselves that they've got a decently athletic quarterback for Washington now, and they've got a play caller in Kevin O'Connell that can get creative with some stuff. And the quarterback run and the option game is going to be a part of the Redskins offense this weekend.
Now, you talked about young players, and we're going to talk about one coming up right now. In fact, two of them. One is the quarterback. Dwayne Haskins has moved into the starting lineup, first-round draft pick out of Ohio State, and he's going to hook up here again with Terry McLaurin. This is the second quarter. It's a 20-yard completion late in the second quarter. Doesn't really lead to anything, Dan, but break it down. Give us the X's and O's. Tell us what you see.
Yeah, these guys played together in college, so they have a great rapport. They understand each other with timing and windows and rhythm. The receiver coming over in motion, Quinn, is kind of the underneath short route guy, that Golden Tate type of player that Lions fans are reminded of, and they like to utilize him to put him in the underneath windows, get defenders to look at him to stay low, and then throw the ball up over the top. They like to bring McLaurin and Quinn on the same side. So they motion him over. They kind of get him on an out route, and then McLaurin's the corner out, and it's just a high-low. What the Redskins are going to do, two things in their pass game. They're going to cut the field in half. The quarterback's going to read 1 to 2 guys on one side of the field, or they're going to go full progression, meaning everybody is an option 1, 2, 3, 4, no matter the coverage. So the Lions need to pay attention to Quinn on those short routes, but make sure that they don't bite up on them and leave windows behind for McLaurin. But McLaurin's the guy that Haskins in this offense want to throw the football to.
Well, like I said, he's got 5 touchdown catches, and for the Washington Redskins this year, is the drought that they've had scoring touchdowns. That is something. Now we're going to move along again to the fourth quarter. We're going to see Darius Geis again. Here's a screen pass, Danny. Break it down. Give us the X's and O's. Tell us what you see on this touchdown.
Well, what is a team that thinks that they're deprived in talent and then they're struggling offensively? What are they going to go to? A lot of screens. This has become a team that loves to run screens. And it's not just on your traditional screens down of, hey, 2nd and 15 or 3rd and long. They'll pop screens anytime. And this is a first down screen, and they like to do the cross screen where they put the tailback on one side and cross him all the way across the line of scrimmage and across the football to screen him on the other side. So you got to be conscious of when you are going to pressure, if you do, and then in man coverage as well. Who's responsible for the tailback? Because when he starts on one side and crosses to the other, that's when those screens can pop to big plays. So they just got to be very conscious, not only as like a linebacker or secondary guy, but the defensive line, that this is a screen team on any down.
Well, that touchdown snapped a streak of 16 quarters for Washington without scoring a touchdown. And here we're going to give you another one that sets up another touchdown. Later in the fourth quarter, deep left to McLaurin, 41 yards, leads to a touchdown. Dan, give us the X's and O's. Break it down. Tell us what you see on this play.
Well, remember, I told you that Quinn and McLaurin on the same side means something. Here they are on the same side again. They're Quinn in the slot, McLaurin on the outside, and it's really 4 verticals for them. It's 2 verticals going down the field. Quinn's going to be the bender, and McLaurin's going to be the outside guy. And they're really just trying to read the safety. Again, Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback, loves McLaurin. So you got to think that ball is going to go to him more often than not. But the thing that stands out to me, Mike, great ball skills, great leaping ability. So Darius Slay is going to be challenged. Darius Slay is one of the elite corners in the NFL, but he'll be challenged by the young rookie because of his leaping ability and his ball skills. But both those guys on the same side, you got to be thinking pass, and it's going to go to one of those two.
Well, you look at the Detroit Lions now, 3-6-1, going against a team that's 1-9. Before we wrap it up here, if you're the Detroit Lions, how do you approach this game? Are you overconfident, or you just play it like this game means everything to you?
I mean, it's the NFL's a week-by-week league, and there's nothing for you to be overconfident about. One, you need a win. Two, you have to start playing better defensively. And three, you're playing without your starting quarterback. So the overconfidence is not an issue. You have to go win this football game and play well.
And how much of it is on the front four against a kid who's been sacked 14 times and 6 times in the last game?
Yeah, I would actually pressure him. I would bring some pressures against them. Their offensive line for Washington has struggled picking up blitzes, more than 4 rushers. So I'd bring 5 and 6 blitz packages, forcing communication out of them, which is something that they have struggled with, and it certainly was the case against the Jets last week.
All right, Dano, good stuff again. We'll be back next week, but this coming up Sunday, Detroit Lions at Washington, kickoff, 1 o'clock.
You got it, bud.